A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a stark warning, 2 senior U.S. senators have voiced their concerns over Russian President Vladimir Putin's intentions, suggesting that he is stalling peace negotiations while gearing up for a new military offensive against Ukraine. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham and Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal made these statements after meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris, where they also toured neighborhoods devastated by relentless Russian bombardments. The senators emphasized that the next 2 weeks are critical in determining the future of a conflict that has already wreaked havoc, displacing millions and altering the security landscape of Europe. During their visit, the senators met with French President Emmanuel Macron, who they described as being 100% aligned with their stance on the war. They expressed urgency, stating that the opportunity to prevent a renewed Russian assault is rapidly closing. At the center of their advocacy is a sweeping bipartisan sanctions bill, which they believe could serve as the West's last chance to cripple the Kremlin's war economy. Senator Graham remarked, "What I learned on this trip was he's preparing for more war." Meanwhile, Senator Blumenthal characterized the proposed sanctions as bone-crushing and predicted they would isolate Russia economically. The sanctions bill, which has garnered broad support within the Senate, aims to impose hefty tariffs on countries that continue to buy Russian oil, gas, and other exports. This includes major players like China and India, who are pivotal to Russia's energy trade and, by extension, its military efforts. Graham described the legislation as the most draconian bill I've ever seen in my life in the Senate, stressing that the world has numerous strategies to counter Putin's aggression. As peace talks are set to resume in Istanbul, Ukrainian officials have reported that Russia has yet to present a serious proposal, a delay that both senators deem intentional and perilous. Blumenthal likened Putin's tactics to those of a con artist, suggesting that the Russian leader is prolonging discussions to gain time for a military escalation. Graham and Blumenthal's visit to Kiev revealed the grim realities of the war's toll on civilians. They highlighted the distressing reports of nearly 20,000 Ukrainian children reportedly deported to Russia, asserting that their return is a matter of justice. The senators also visited mass grave sites in Bucha, where civilians were brutally executed, underscoring the urgent need for action against Putin. The senators warned that failing to address the situation now could lead to greater U.S. involvement in the conflict in the future. Blumenthal cautioned that if Putin's aggression in Ukraine goes unchecked, NATO obligations might eventually require American troops to intervene. After their discussions with Macron, both senators expressed optimism that Europe is prepared to adopt a firmer stance against Russia. Blumenthal noted the rare bipartisan unity surrounding the sanctions bill, highlighting that it has brought together 41 Republicans and 41 Democrats in support of Ukraine. As military leaders in Ukraine prepare to brief Congress, the urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Graham remarked that in 2 weeks, the world would have a clearer picture of whether Putin is genuinely engaging in peace talks or merely stalling for time. The stakes are high, and the international community remains on alert as the conflict continues to unfold. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.